Gege Akutami uses 3D models to draw the JJK manga, and this is really cool. And we got a behind the scenes look on the process of how he makes the manga, and this is really interesting, guys. Let's take a look at it. So this whole page right here completely explains how he makes the manga from step 1 to the final step. So the first step of the process is drawing the rough sketch. It doesn't have to be super detailed, he's just drawing the main idea of what's going to be on the page. And then the next step is creating the background art. Akutami's assistants draw the backgrounds, but he communicates how exactly he wants them to look and how his characters are going to fit in it. And as you can see, it is not easy at all to draw backgrounds, and you can't just draw the background as a whole. You have to have multiple layers to make sure everything is correct. But now let's move on to step 3, and then for step 3 is inserting the 3D models for his characters. People say this is cheating, but he is a professional artist. He knows exactly how to draw. This is just helping speed up things. Here's a comparison, but then after he adds the models, then he sketches over that just to make sure everything is anatomically correct. And this one is not as rough as the first sketch, but it's a little messy. And then after this, I would assume he does one more final sketch to make sure everything is clean, and then he does the final line art, and it looks great. And he does every panel in a separate layer just to make sure it doesn't mess up another drawing. Like right here, he drew Gojo fully, but then he just covered him in black. And then for the final step, he adds everything together, and this is how it turns out. And as a manga artist myself, this is really interesting to learn about, and you know for sure I'm taking some notes about this. But this wasn't the only behind the scenes look we got. Like right here, we got to see how he drew Choso versus Kenjaku. Like right here again, he uses 3D models just to make sure everything is anatomically correct. Like right here, he draws the rough sketch, and then the assistants make the backgrounds behind them, and then Gege places the 3D models. And if you see right here, he is now fully relying on the 3D, like the hands are not 3D. Like he knows how to draw the body perfectly fine, this is just to speed things up. And then we get to the next part of the sketches over the 3D models. And the 3D models are there to help out, but you still gotta know how to draw everything else, like the hands, the clothing, and the expressions. Like the hands especially, he did not use 3D models for those. And then we get to the final product, and this looks great. It's just really cool how Gege draws this manga, and I learned a lot from looking at this. Using 3D models isn't wrong, but relying on them isn't good either. Just look at Gege, he's the perfect example. This was great to look at, but let me know guys what you think.